far as that. So, all right. It says we're live now. So yeah, go ahead and introduce you guys yourself, and we'll have that. And the recap what the conversation was for the last 3 minutes was deciding that we'll run saucers in this campaign the way out of the PHB as far as wild magic instead of the world events that are happening across on the other side of the coast of Berrywood with chaos magic and such. As far as that goes, we can explain it the way as far as that timeline. This is earlier than that started on up, so it's just way too easy. And the characters that are here right now and the players that are here right now, they're going to go and introduce their characters to each other so they know kind of who they're going to die with.
Right. Well, I'll go first. I don't mind. I'm Daryl. I am playing Malachi, who is a human variant fighter. His backstory is quite brief at the minute in the fact that he doesn't have a clue what his backstory is. He was in the city guard, but has taken some sort of injury. He doesn't know how he could sustain this injury, but as a result, he's been discharged from the guard, and he has no idea who he is other than that his name is Malachi.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
Next victim.
All right. Okay. My name is David, and I am playing as a turtle race called Raphael. He was a wizard's apprentice. A wizard bought an egg long time ago, thought he thought it was a dragon egg, but instead it was a turtle egg. Out-hatched Raphael as he grew up. He helped the wizard with monetary tasks of carrying books and helping him carrying heavier things around, the wizard's sanctuary, as they sort of call it. But the wizard, finishing off, really had enough of this turtle, really, because he was big and clunky, and he kept on knocking over his potions and like his books and so forth. So the wizard put up the turtle up for auction in the slave market, as it were. Finishing up, the turtle was bought by some sort of like barbarian sort of warlord at the time being, and he was trained in the ways of the barbarians at this local tribe. But after many years of training and learning the skills of the barbarian tribe, he had more, had more questions on his mind, like, who was he? Where did he come from? He wanted to know more about his race and his, like, where his home world was. He wanted to find out exactly, if there was more of his race and if there were more about on this world. So he left the barbarian homeland, seeking information and knowledge about his species and his people, hoping to find lost information about where he comes from and who he is and who he truly is. So that is why he has the sage background. He is on a sort of like quest to find information about himself and information about his race and his people, and he is a barbarian.
Okay. That's that sounds all right. And Lionel.
Okay. I will say that my character is then it's same a high elf, male high elf. He was from the town of Shenit. After Aracris founded the church for Mistra, he decided to enroll, and he got quite fascinated with the the religion and the, let's say, portfolio of Mistra. So he decided to join and become a cleric. And he traveled, after he learned the basics, he traveled back to. He decided to travel and arrive to the place where the adventure will start.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I finally found what I was looking for.
And about the
Okay.
name, let's roll it. 8064. So his name will be Sai, SAI sorry, and the name, the this is another tower. Roland, and the family will be 68. Ofandus. Roland Ofandus.
All right. And let's see here. I'm going to give you, I got to bring that down just a tad more. Yeah, that'll work right there. Ready? Let me get back over here. And I will go ahead and screen share this with you so you guys can kind of see. Right here is a map of Elendar, and let me get a paintbrush here. And what do I want? I'm going to take this one, I think, and I'll put that right there. That was too big. Let's back up and get it smaller. Here is come on. That didn't work too well. Bigger brush, I guess. I'll go and swab it with that. I'll fix it later. Right there where the yellow is, that's where you guys will be coming together. Now, you guys that aren't from Elendar, you'll have been traveling here for your reasons. Like David's character, Raphael, he's in search of more knowledge of who he is, where he come from, as far as that. And Lionel, your character, you said was searching for what?
Aracris was an adventurer at heart, so he decided to follow Aracris' mentorship and adventure in the wild.
Okay. And so it brought you on out here. You guys have heard out away from y'all, from town. Let me get up over here. Stop sharing this. Come on. That's right. I had to do it from here. do it. For some reason with Chrome, it's not. For some reason with Chrome, it's not working as well. But here in where is it? Yeah, on flop. You'll have the Shadowwood that's just outside of town, up around the north east out of there. Well, yeah, northeast and such. That there's been some hunters and some of the locals have gone on into the woods and have heard strange things. Some have come up missing. Some stumble back once in a while and say there's dark beings in there that are attacking people and doing strange rituals and such. But so you hear all this going on, and you're looking to see if there's any truth into these things. You're young adventurers. You're getting together, and there's a reward for information about what's going on there, and bounty on any of the creatures that are causing this, whether it's bandits or whatnot. If you bring them back on into the town to be questioned and put in prison, as far as that. So you're hearing all this going on out, and where that yellow dot was is the Boar's Head Inn, and that in you're in there taking on substance, some drink or meals or such, and you're hearing all these rumors are coming about to you here and there, in and out, as far as that. So, and
yeah.
So it's at this juncture, we'll say it's 10 o'clock in the evening there, and it's fairly crowded. You're hearing all sorts of rumors from about the Shadowwood. You're also hearing rumors about out in the ocean of off the coast of great sea monsters that are attacking, where some of the sailors and merchant type Marines in that way, that type, talking about they heard tales of this cargo ship being sunk by sea monsters, and you've heard about pirates out there looting and like that. It's just the general hubbub of the evening crowd in a tavern that's going on. You're hearing some tell tall tales or tales of how they used to be great in battle or great in the bed or one thing or another. Just general tavern talk. And you guys can choose whether or not you're already together, or you can bring it together and role play. It's up to you.
I'm guessing my character will probably be at the local inn, trying to get information, because that's what I do as a sage.
All right. While you're at the Boar's Head, you and you have people that, especially the ones that are drunk or well buzzed, they come on over to you and they knock on your shell like, "Hey, mate, you in there? What are you? We ain't seen your type around here before. You some kind of demon? You one of those? You one of those sea demons that those sailors talked about?"
He just grumbles and like he just sort of says, "Leave me in peace. human. I mean no harm. He speaks very slowly and then reaches for his cup in a very slow way and brings it to his mouth quite slowly and like drinks. I have great patience. Your words of wickedness does not affect me.
He'll say to you, slapping you on the shell, I mean no offense there, old turtle back. I've had, my missus makes a good turtle soup. Oh, don't take that way. We're not talking about eating you. But she does make a good turtle soup. Her stew's even half edible.
I have heard many things people have said to me. My master was very cruel and wicked. I've heard all the bad jokes about me.
And he'll stumble on off, and he'll splash a little bit of cheap mead on your shell by accident. You see him weebling and wobbling. So you guys see this. I mean, it's pretty evident what he's doing. He's not trying to be secretive about it. So you see this drunk human that kind of knocks on this shellback and strange armor, someone might even think, and talking of turtle soups and his missus and all that.
Can I grapple the man's arm, like give it like a Bernese twist, like twist his arms upside down and yank it in a painful position?
You can try.
Okay. All right. Nice. First roll of the day. Athletics.
No, yours is strength. If you're grappling, it's strength. If you're resisting, it could be strength or athletics.
Yeah, I got an 8.
Okay. Well, he kind of seems to be kind of slippery. As far as that, you feel his forearm with your fingers, but you just weren't able to get a hold of him. As far as that, he kind of like he stumbles and turns and slides his arm out as he's stumbling off down the bar. As far as that, your 8 was bettered by a 9. So.
I just he's not worth my time, and I just go back to my slow drinking sort of Yale. I sort of sit down very slowly and go to my cup and drink.
All right, but Lionel and Seamus, what you guys doing?
Well, they're probably sat at the bar nursing a drink, probably with some half-eaten meal in front of him. Sees the commotion, maybe he's a bit further down the bar. He just kind of tosses his head in a nodding fashion and just says, I don't think there's any need for that, friend. Folks around here just haven't seen anything as exotic as you before. Leave the man be.
It wasn't... The way he used his tongue upon me was most offending. Plus, you got my shell wet. I take that as a great offense against myself. Imagine if someone spilled a drink down your fine trousers, good sir. How would you feel about it?
Well, if it was an accident, I probably would let it lie, but to each their own. After all, do you have to worry about your shell rusting?
Not really, no.
Then where's the harm? That's all I'm saying. By the way, my name's Malachi. What's yours, friend?
I am Raphael. I do not know of my species or what I am, but all I know is I have this shell. And people call me a monster or creature of the deep, but I have come here seeking information at the local library, hoping that some friendly wizards will give me the information I seek.
Ah, why? I mean, everybody deserves to know where they've come from, like. I know how that feels, but that's by the by. Are you having much luck so far?
No. My master, who raised me from a hatchling, did not tell me much. Plus, I was in slavery for many years in a barbarian camp. I learned how to fight with this great axe that I carry here. But these days now, I'm just trying to find answers to my species and to see if we are still around in this world.
It's a noble cause, like I say. Speaking of axes, I've got one of my own. And Malachi lifts up his great axe and lets it thunk back down to the floor. Do you fancy a drink?
Very well. I have the finest sea water. I like it. I like it lumpy and with seaweed in it.
Right. Well, I'm not sure whether they serve that here, but I'm sure if we go for a wander, we can find some down the pier.
Nice.
Yeah, in that case, I will chuck a couple of coppers on the bar for what I've eaten and buy a bottle of wine and shuffle over to where Raphael is. And then we'll probably just start chatting a bit more before heading out looking for some seaweed with some seawater with some seaweed in it.
Yes, it's got a seaweed sort of stew. It's like a green kelp, like a green sort of the seaweed sort of kelp that you get. It's like that with the and it's like bubbly and it's like it's like a broth made of seaweed and like sea sort of sort of crustaceans. It's a disgusting drink, but yeah.
Well, how close to the pier are we? Can I just kind of wander out across the street with a mug and bring some back, or?
Let me bring the map back up. You're somewhat close. Let's see here. Get this screen share here. Come on. Being so problematic. You're about to. I'll bring up here. So, yeah, you have you're about 2 blocks away from the pier. You got to go. You have a big L-shaped building that you that's kind of aside there. And all right, now I can screen share it. All right, application window and boom. And let's see here. Come on, folks. Yeah, hold up here. Why he's taking so long? Definitely gotta do something, find out what's going on with this stupid thing. But yeah, it's you got about 2 blocks because the building that you're in, the Boar's Head Inn, is a good sized building. then you have an even larger size building in front of you, and then the street and such. So it's, I'd say between about 2 blocks, block and a half. And then you can get down to the water. The docks are a little bit further on down, but as far as that.
Right. Well, in that case, thinking of how far the dock is away, Raphael, mate, have you ever tried any of this wine stuff before?
I'm not one to dabble in the wines. I like to keep my mind sharp and to be alert for those who wish to harness my shell for a trophy. For I am a creature, a monster, as most people say. People will definitely be after my hide and shell. So I like to keep myself alert and not on the old bottle, as it were.
Fair enough. In that case, never let it said that Malachi wasn't hospitable. With that, I will wander off quickly, obtain a barrel from an empty barrel, I should say, from the inn. I'll ask the innkeeper if I can rent or hire an empty barrel off of him. Probably getting a perplexed look off in the process. Does he want any coin for that?
Well, he will, but give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, persuasion check. I can do that. We'll use the roller and roll 20. This probably won't go so well because I don't have a great dex. Charisma even. So what did that come out as? I get a -1 on that, so that's actually 2. Probably a bit too drunk to be asking, but there we go.
All right. And all right, you see now it's up there showing. You see the yellow building, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And where the L building is there, that's why I say down about right here to the waterfront is about that. But yeah, as far, and I'll stop sharing this here and we'll get back. And the bartender will say, well, we got this old barrel here. I can go ahead and sell to you for 5 copper.
Got dropped there.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear me tell you that the bartender said, well, we have this old barrel that we can let you have for 5 copper?
Yep, that's fine. I will take that. I'll hand over the 5 copper. I need to keep a note. There we go. Right. And I will wander off down towards the pier. And sometime later, I'll come back with a barrel full of seawater for my new friend.
Well, as you're doing that, we'll handle that a little bit later, but there'll be something that goes on with that. So we'll shift over to Lionel.
I have not my character ready, so you can go ahead and he will meet them at the end. Please enable character sheet on Roll20 because the one you enabled first was taken by another player.
Well, I thought that anybody could pick it,
no,
but I
only the owner.
No, but I gave on the commands on Roll20 where the players could do that. So let's see here. Let me get. Come on, stop sharing. why is that not on? But try this stupid computer, which is usually fairly decent, is really being sluggish and terrible.
Is the new update of?
It could be because I couldn't from Windows 10 on here, which a couple days ago had no problem grabbing a Google Hangout link and copy and pasting it. It wouldn't let me do it. I had to go over to my laptop and do it in the Windows 7. And that's how I got that accomplished. But
I have to restore it from the previous before the update and then let it update automatically. And maybe it's an issue with the store, Windows Store.
it could be.
Is that because it begins to make various calls in to make an updates on the offer on the ads it shows.
Come on. This isn't, boy, this thing just ain't letting me do much of nothing right at the moment. No, I don't under.
Since we are not playing, I can share screen and show you how it's done.
Well, yeah, we're going to try to get it accomplished.
Okay.
As far as that's what I was going to try to do. This is just getting you to that, you guys to that point, and I'm still trying to burn a little bit of time to get Darren in here because I know he told me he was coming, and but he was going to be late. All right, there. It's at least it got to that point, and let me see if I can get over onto this. Let's see here. Drop this down and minimize it. I want to get to my Roll20 and not onto the template. If I have to, I'll try it with the template, but it's such a pain that way. But yeah, we'll go ahead and role play what you're doing. You know your stats there, Lionel. I trust you, and we'll get the character sheet situated at some point.
Okay. Well, he's an urchin, so he will be disguised. Being a new town, he wants first to know the layout. Who is who? Maybe if there are targets to get investment from, unwilling investment from. He will not enter the tavern, but basically he will take it as a base. If there is a cheap in, he will try to attend to.
Well, the Boar's Head is an inn, and it's a cheap. From the looks of it, you'd think that it is a cheap inn.
Okay, so he will use it as a kind of a base.
Oh, okay.
If there is he will take attention to if there is a adventure like board quest. But right now he's just looking to see who is who and who is the one where is the authorities, how the soldiers behave, and stuff like that. Everything an urchin will do.
Okay. Well, you've noticed that there's not a lot of, at this hour of the night, there doesn't seem to be a lot of guards, city guards out and about, where other cities that you've probably been through that at 10 o'clock at night that they seem to make themselves somewhat prevalent, knowing that that's usually a good hour to stop trouble and such. You notice the conversation between the one drunk and this strange-looking armored creature, and then you saw Roland's talk to the bartender and run out with a barrel, oldish-looking barrel. So that's about what you have. You have there again the standard night atmosphere in an inn/tavern.
Okay. Yeah, he will have heard of the strange appearances, and following the advice, he will want to meet someone who he can partner with. Basically, he will look for the other PC as a adventure team.
You'll be looking for what? Excuse me.
Basically, he knows that alone he cannot do much.
Okay.
So he will be searching for a team for their adventures. Basically, the other PC.
Yeah. Okay. And you noticed, like I said, Raphael that's there, that's strange, sitting out there, but looks possibly as a possibility, and Roland looked as a possibility, and such also. So, but he dashed on out. There's a couple other figures that are in there that would possibly be good candidates. You're thinking in your mind. You have let's see here. Heard what since you've been in there about the rumors in the Shadowwood and the rumors about the sea monsters and such, and you overheard a couple people pointing at Raphael and saying, "Is that a sea monster? Is that a sea monster? What is that? Is that what the sailor's talking about?" Besides the sloppy drunk that was being rather vocal about it there and like that, but you hear the whispers that are going on.
Okay, so he will want to trip over. Are the other two PC in there?
Not yet. Okay. Waiting for him to show up, but trying to place them there for availability at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, he will be asking the waitress for places where he can get information, books, libraries, knowledge people, and maybe a temple where to make his prayers, if there is any.
See here. She'll say the Lord of Elvendar has a grand library. I'm told. I don't know how to read, but folks talk about how grand his library is, how many books he has in there, and how smart he must be because he has so many books.
And then, like, Raphael turns, overhears the conversation, and he gets up and he's like eager to listen in about this information, and he goes.
I think you are not in here.
I'm in
As
the bar.
far as I heard, Charles, you're
What?
not there.
He's there in the tavern in the inn. That's where
Oh, okay.
That's where
he's just overhearing what the barmaid was telling you. Is all.
Yes,
Okay.
because it's part of my flaw. I'm easily distracted by the promise of information. So so I'm playing out my flaw here.
Okay, no problem, Dave. It's just that there was just a miscommunication on where the pieces on the table are, so to say.
All right, cool. So yeah, so he's very eager to.
Okay,
he's
you're
very
listening.
Yeah, he's very distracted by the information. He's very distracted and he's eager to listen in to the
Okay.
lady. So he goes over and he goes, sorry there, sir, and he sort of squishes down this little chair, high chair thing, hoping not to break it, and because he weighs a ton, and he leans forward, listening intensively to the lady's information. He goes, "Oh, tell me more about this library."
And that's what you have that interruption there, Lionel. And how you going to react to it? Is basically, I guess, what I'm saying.
And he's not very troublesome. He will listen to the interruption and wait the answer of the waitress.
And
after that, he will just say something. If there's something you will want to add about what the waitress says.
And the waitress, all she's going to say is, "That's all I know. That's what I hear from around here. I'm not this. I'm not. I don't read. I don't know. I haven't read a book. I do see books at times in the shops, and like that. And I'd love to go and venture in and take a look, but I don't dare. I probably couldn't afford one anyways. They're just so expensive and so grand."
This grand library that you speak of, and this lord that you speak of, madam, tell me, is he looking for what, soldiers or people for hiring? Maybe I can do some honest work around here and earn my keep, and maybe access his library in return.
She'd say, you'd have to talk to the Lord about that. And you can see that she's kind of skittish talking to you, put back a bit by your demeanor, one of rudeness, and two of just being this humongous turtle on 2 feet that her mind is really trying to encompass such a thing. And so she's a little skittish. She's trying her best not to offend, because her job as a waitress is to serve and not necessarily offend, if possible.
He says, can you tell me where can I find this noble man of great stature?
At his keep.
Where is this keep? I do not know this town.
It's on the other side of town. You can't miss it.
Thank you so much, madam, for your hospitality and your kind words. And he puts down a gold piece on the table, goes, slams it down with his big masculine hand and pushes it with his turtle claws, type thing, pushes it towards her, and then he puts his hand away, and he says, hopefully this will be enough for the information that you have given me. Thank you so much, and like he turns around and like goes toward, heads towards the door, and he sort of looks over the fighter, and he says, "I'm off to find this noble lord. Take care. Hopefully, he will provide me with information I require." And he heads towards the door.
Okay.
Aracris will try to pickpocket the most how to say it, the most the drunk man,
All right.
the drunk that is looks more wealthy.
All right. The clientele in here looks all pretty much about the same as far as class. It's a working class environment. But go ahead and roll your sleight of hand.
Yeah, I already rolled. Do I get advantage?
I'll give you advantage on it. Not that you're going to need it, to be honest. But
okay, I rolled 12 in the roll 20.
All right. That's what I've been trying to get to is my roll 20. But I'll get over here and look at that. But okay. Yeah, you get yourself one silver piece and $8 copper from that. I mean, he rolled a crit one, so that's why I said it. Advantage or not, I wasn't giving him any. He just off in La La Land.
Okay, and he will follow the tiefling.
No, he's not a tiefling. He's a turtle.
Okay, he will follow the turtle.
His icon's just not over that. That's all, Lionel. Okay. As far as that, okay. So that's where you're going with that. Seamus, you've been quiet for a while. What's up?
Well, Seamus, Malachi is tootled off towards the docks with his barrel. He's probably coming back just as everybody's left.
All right, you'll as you're coming on back, you'll see them starting to step out of the Boar's Head Inn and whatnot. You're going there. Roll me a perception check.
Uh-huh. That is... Sorry, I'm still getting used to roll 20. There we go. 5. I'm doing well.
All right. Roll me a strength check with advantage.
Mm-hmm. First one, 13, and second one, 13 wins.
All right. You because you're carrying this barrel, and it's not a big huge 55-gallon drum barrel, by the way. I wouldn't do that to you. It's kind of like a it's not a small one either. It's not like the little ones that you have porter on that's up on the bar. It's just a little bigger.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's getting lighter as you're getting closer and to the boar's head in, and you're seeing you're seeing your strange friend coming out with another individual. So you're within, we'll say you're within 30 feet when you notice them.
Okay. Oh, friend, I've got your seawater. Where are you going?
I'm off to find information at this library. I heard there's a library, a grand library that a noble lord owns here. I'm going there to find out some information from him. Perhaps find some work or do some good deeds for this town. Thank you so much for the seaweed there. How much do I owe you for this?
Roll a perception check there, Raphael.
All right, cool. Perception roll. All right, cool. What is my perception? Perception. All right, +5. Woo-hoo.
Okay.
All right. I see everything.
Well, you think you do, but you see a lot, but you don't see everything. You see this barrel that Seamus's character is carrying, and you're probably wondering why he isn't noticing it, but you're seeing that it has multiple leaks coming out the sides from the bands of wood that they had there from where it had been sitting and dried and shrank back up. As far as that, so
all right, I go over to him and say, this barrel is leaking. It seems it has a few holes in it. Whoever gives you this barrel gives you a dodgy one, my friend. And like,
well, it doesn't have any holes.
Well, it was leaking. Well, you did say.
Yeah, it's leaking, but not because of holes, just because the wooden bands had shrunk.
Yes.
It's old and dried. You got to let them soak again to get them to swell back up. Because Seamus asked him if he had an old one.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, this barrel was very ruggedy, and it's going everywhere over your uniform. Let me take it off of your hands. Raphael sort of grabs the barrel with ease and like puts it on the floor, gets out his flask like one of those like pelts, like water pelts, carrying water in, and he dunks the pelt into the seawater, into the seaweed sort of mixed concoction, and fills up his water skin with seaweed, and that's what he does. Fills it up with
all right. You got
water.
You got one water sack with seaweed, some seaweed in it.
Nice.
That's too easy. And
he puts it, and he ties it back to, he ties it up against his shell, and he says, well, then, that will do. That will keep me going for now. Come, my friend. Come with me to this grand, fancy, pantsy-wancy library and see what work we could find for this noble.
You're gonna tell tell him who and where you're going to?
Yeah, I just tell him that we're going to see this lord. I can't remember the name of the lord, but it was some sort of lord that lives over there across the river.
And Seamus, because you were a soldier in his employ, you know exactly where his keep is.
Ah, yeah, I know who you're on about. I know that guy. Come on, I'll show you the way. I've got friends over there.
Awesome. Then lead the way.
Yeah, so wine bottle in hand, somehow miraculously he still managed to hold on to it despite the fact he's been carrying this barrel. There's probably not a lot left in the wine bottle, but he's got hold of it. He's saunters off towards the keep, wanders up to the whoever's on guard at the front. He says, "Hi there. I know you.
Yeah.
Hi there. We want to go see the library."
And he'll look at you strange and he'll say, "Library?
Yeah, we fancy
library?
reading some books."
The Lord, you know the Lord don't let anybody into his personal library."
Lord? What Lord?
That is why we have come here seeking a job from him. Maybe if we do some good deeds and perhaps some work for this Lord, perhaps he will reward us with information that we seek from his library.
Lord? Oh, I know that guy, the Lord. Yeah, I know him. Let's go. And then he'll turn around and he'll look a bit more confused again. And he's,
and he'll say, "You really have lost your memory there. You know Lord Ballas. He's not the very generous without getting some repayment for it. Or did you forget that too with the lump on your head?"
Forget what?
Yeah, that's what he'll say. Yeah.
Okay.
And he'll give me a persuasion check as far as trying to talk your way into seeing them at this hour, being that it's about 10:30 at night now.
Let's have a look.
And if you guys want to try to assist them for advantage, go ahead.
I can't assist because I have no talking skills. I'm pretty bad at that.
To be fair, I've just rolled a natural 20. The
All
modifier
right.
is -1, but I got a natural 20.
Okay. Either way, a 19 or a 20, this guard that's there, he'll feel some pity on you, saying that, yeah, we got to stick together, us veterans here of Elvendor, and it's a shame what happened to you, but man, I can't risk my position here, but what I can do is I'll take you to the barracks, and
Very well.
and you can have a good night. And as soon as you say very well, he'll snap his head up at you and look at you like, "Was I talking to you? I'm talking to a veteran of this city, one that's gave so much and gotten so little back. It's only because of him that I allow you to stand here and breathe and at this hour trying to wake our Lord Ballas. But follow me."
As he starts pushing Malachi, he'll turn around as well and go, "Shh."
And he'll lead you to the barracks, and he'll say, "I'll get you in when the Lord wakes in the morning. That way he'll be more receptive to your questions and possible desire.
Ah, that sounds brilliant, Frank. Thank you very much for your help. Yeah, let's do it.
And when you say thank you, Frank, and shaking his hand, he's looking at you like, who's Frank? But he's being gracious enough that he's not wanting to throw you totally out there, so he's going with it.
With that, I'll spin around and I'll do a little invitation gesture and let him show us where the barracks is, so that we can get some kit till morning.
He'll get you to the barracks. You'll notice that the barracks is about half empty, and plenty of beds there. He'll get you guys situated as far as that.
Ah, this is nice in here.
Yeah, you'll think of it as a warm, cozy, familiar type feeling, sort of.
I feel right over here.
Is there any animals in this keep place? Like any animals that where we are, like in this hay room, or is it just us or us three?
No, there's some other guards that are in there. You're in a guard barracks. He took you to a proper place. It may be stoic, but it's still a good proper place.
All right.
For giving respect back to a fallen veteran.
Yeah. All right. So Raphael says, Raphael follows, and once we get to the barracks room, he would sit on the floor, and his head goes into his shell, and his head just sort of curls up into his shell, and just slumbers a bit.
Okay. And Roland, you've been quiet on some of this. What's going on with the?
Yeah, he is following. If they allow him to enter, he will begin to look around. Shiny stuff. He's not going to pick anything, despite his willingness to acquire more.
Yeah.
But he will detail in the corridors and what was where, and trying to get a picture of the whole place.
All right. After a bit, give me a stealth check, though.
Stealth?
Yeah.
Okay, that will be 22.
All right.
He's wearing a ring mail from the priest.
That's no problem. That's no problem. With the 22, you're able to make it around there quiet without waking anybody up. Just doing your exploration. You got a fairly good working idea of where the exits are and how things are somewhat set up.
Okay. He will join the rest.
Okay. And what I think I'll do is we got you guys going, and I don't know why the other two guys, and the one emailed me. That's what's bothering me. Not emailed, but messaged me. What happened? I'd like to get you guys together, and I could probably do it here as well as I could have at the Boar's Head. So, but we'll go. We'll stop that portion of this here. Are there any particular questions as far as the game mechanics and some of the things that would be happening. The one thing I will put out there is we'll play Death as out of the Xanathar's Lost Notes manual. 3 strikes and you're out.
Right.
Did I share that aspect as far as the book and how that is out here with you guys on the?
I'm trying to think. I know that you put the SAG stuff on.
The what?
The questions and answers. There was that put on, but I can't remember if the Lost Notes were put on.
But let's see here.
Yeah, I know you made a post about the options that were there, but it's 3 strikes without a cumulative death saves, right?
Well, what it is if you die, you still got the same death throws, death saves. But if you brought back and like resurrected or things like that, then that changes somewhat as far as that you can be brought back 3 times. Under standard magic rules and stuff. The only thing that could bring you back after that is a wish, because each time that you die and you're brought back, you lose a death saving throw. So you die the first time and you're brought back. Now instead of having 3 death saving throws, you got 2.
Are you going to apply that's cumulative saving throws? Are you going to apply that part?
Yeah, and I'll get that up and show it to you as soon as I can. I thought I had, but maybe not. And but there again, I'm having a hard time getting around on my desktop here.
Cool. So, question. My question: is it a milestone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm doing. I'm going to do milestones because that way it'll play better with the storyline.
All right, cool.
As far as that, and yeah, shoot, I can't. I'm going to have to restart my computer to do that. So, but I'm not going to do that right at the moment. But oh shoot, why don't I look and see if I get it on my laptop, and then I can at least read it to you verbatim, and I can get it to you at another juncture. And I just thought it was good giving Death that consequence and taste is the only thing. But if you guys do not like it that much, we'll do without it too, as far as that.
Yeah, I would prefer can only be resurrected 3 times without the cumulative death saving throws. But I don't know the others.
Yeah, that's why I want to get it and share it with you, and then we can get that pounded on out. So everybody is pretty much online with it. But where is it? It's characters. Maybe I don't have it on this. Yeah, I don't have it on the laptop, so I'll have to another time. But I'll put that up, and we'll clean up that question and that piece as far as. But I wanted to let you know there will be that change in I guess Death, just to give it a touch of gritty. possible gritty. The rest of it's all, you know, short rests are short rests as normal as standard rule book. Long rest is long rest. It's just the death aspect of being brought back, giving death some consequences.
Okay. How about the? You say that it was going to be a low magic game.
Yeah, low magic where you're not gonna. There's not going to be a plethora of magic items gave on out. Someone was asking me what a low, or I can't remember if it was here or over in the UAG. Was asking me what is a low magic campaign setting campaign, and I shared that with them. And the way it's just going to be is your spells are all going to be all right, and it's not going to be a lot of discrimination to magic users, which usually is one of the stronger ways that they do low magic campaigns. But it's just that the amount of magic items won't be so rich and thick, and being able to purchase a lot of different types of magic items in shops, and how easy or available it would be to manufacture of some of the magic items is all.
Okay.
It's not where you won't have any magic and like that, but it's not like we'll get done, say, with one part of the adventure, and you have a horde, we'll say a troll horde, and that you're finding bracers of ogre strength. You're finding +2 plate mail, plus this, plus that, rings and staves, all in that one.
How about the spell scrolls?
Spells and scrolls is the same thing. You're only what's going to be in those hordes is going to be just less than what some other campaigns and games generally have given out.
Okay.
It won't be as much as what some of the DMs in the UAG have been giving out lately. That's what I'm getting at. To be blunt about it. As far as that, and I'm not throwing stones at the guys, but it's just not my necessary style on that. And I know I had to change compromise over there to a standard magic level, so it is what it is. Here, over here on this side, I don't have to. I'm the only DM unless I give someone the DM over here. That's why I have 2 different Facebook pages with it. This one's more private to me, and the other is where we've done the group sharing of DMs and stuff.
Okay, I have a question. I had characters there in the UAG.
Yep.
Are they lost?
No. Why would they be lost?
Because I quit the group.
Yeah, so why would they be lost?
Okay.
That's coming from me. I don't know. I understand why you think they'd be lost. You still have the information on them, right?
And the basic side, there are stuff that was in the Matthew's account that I used to raise that, but it's mostly about contacts, but not all the rest is I have saved.
And well, are you talking about you saved them over on Discord or something?
No, yes. I mean, they have money that was in the UAG, but I mean, the information that I don't have now was the contacts people they know, they talk about, and they make a friendship with NPCs.
Oh, okay. That all stayed stay the same for your UAG characters. As far as that, if you had UAG characters, you can play them in this campaign when appropriate, as far as level or something, because this can jump around a little bit, or will at some point, if depending on if the character you have now dies and we're up at a certain level and you want to bring that on over, that's fine. The assets that you had over there will still pretty much be there. Were you there for when the ancient red dragon stole the bank?
I quit. I quit the group before. I don't know how will you address their savings.
All right, red dragon.
Like.
Well, and that's I'll have to look at the latest spreadsheet, because your characters was on that. I can get that. I know that you're saying a lot of people's savings are, I don't want to say lost, but they're unattainable. As far as that, and I know that they've been working on that story arc has been working to get it on back. So
I imagine that Aracris, Layla, Amalis, and Ketia decided to start a new post for the UAG somewhere else in Eire, and they will just went away.
All right. Well, however you want to handle that, that's your character thread for your characters. It's all the same land world and landmass. We are playing with a couple different aspects, but
the other option will be that they warp back to
Fire. But it's all. If you want to play them when appropriate levels that we're running, then over here, I'm not going to have an issue with it.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you very much.
As far as that. All right. Well, let me try to. Any other questions before I try to get this computer of mine either working the way it's supposed to or shot?
No questions. Just a shout out.
All right, go ahead. No problem.
A shout out to the tabletop Absalom tabletop group.
Okay.
Yeah, good people. Go to their Facebook website. They're really nice people, and and you can find some games there too. Hey.
Oh, talking about that, not to interrupt you, but I did. Remember, there's I posted up on both sites that there's KoboldCon that's coming up here in May, and they're over in Colorado, something like that. But the information's up on the Eirewood. The link is up on the Eirewood site. They are going to have some virtual tabletops. And I'm trying to get a game slotted over there on that. I'm waiting for approval, but there will be that. I'm trying to help them along with that. And there's another site that's going to has a list of different tabletop games that are virtual and face-to-face, I believe. And I'll put that link up there. And they're associated with the Kobold Con also. This other one, in fact, I can't. I was going to say I can find it right here. It's right on my desktop, but no, I can't. It's that bad. I can't even get my notifications or messages to pop up. Hard to work with what I wanted to, but it's I think it's Blackmore Games or Blackmore something or other. But I'll have that. Right. I'll have that information up there too.
Well, it was nice role playing with you again, Charles. It was nice to see GM again for once, instead of being a hobo maniac elfish ranger.
Hey, quit picking on Bale. Bale saved the day. As far as that, I can't help it that Claire's stuck in a mountainside as stone.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was nice seeing you.
You
Again,
need
see
you
you
need
around.
to you need to go back and watch the last game that Caius did, where it was just Bale and all those crazies to get your feel up to date on where Claire may be.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, when you're facing a red dragon or a legendary green dragon, run and hide.
It's a green dragon, but hey, there's a blood feud
dragon.
there. Blood feud. He killed my parents and stole my brother.
I'll do it, like.
It's a legendary green dragon. Run! But anyway, it was nice seeing you again, mate. Let me know when you got the next game.
Oh, I'll get.
Give me a post.
I'll get this. We'll get this up and going. Forgive me for my throat right now. I'm surprised I made it this long. Really,
You've done well.
Yes, yesterday it was just so raw that. But yeah, I want to do this this campaign, at least once a month. But
awesome.
I kind of want to get the other guys into it, so it'll probably be 1 or 2 sessions before we go to once a month. And then we're on a track. Does that sound good to you guys?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, say hello to the guild for me as always. Pass on my respects.
All right, no problem.
Even though they hate my candy ass, but there you go.
Well, there's back in that day, there's not as many that are still there or active, but neither here or there. You still have the pure fun of being with us here also. So in the same world.
Awesome. All right. Take care of yourself, mate.
Yep.
No.
You do the same.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Ta-da.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. If there's nothing else, I'm gonna stop the broadcast and try to troubleshoot. I have 2 due outs to you guys as I see it. It's that information on the other con and the information from Xanathar's lost notes on the death. So I'll get those up as soon as I can get where I can get at them.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
But thanks for putting up with me today, and at least we got this far. And I don't know what happened to Darren, but something must have. And I know he's been wanting. In fact, he's the only one that showed up on the last one. On the last time I tried to run the session 0. So
that was me.
We'll
are you thinking of somebody else? That was me.
That was you? Okay, I thought. Well, yeah, I was thinking of somebody else. I was thinking of Darren.
I was the one that was running late, but I actually managed to make it on time. As luck would have it. But,
okay, my bad.
No, that's absolutely fine.
Okay, my bad. But all right, I'll get those out to you